All right, we got another Antietam Creek Conquest, first one of 2026 here. That's not what we want to do. There we go. All right, before they get going, HL, we got Shifty leading for VMI. We got Redbeard leading for Ninth Corps. We got Turquoise leading for PB. We got Newberry and Hoss leading for IVB. We got Salty leading, and that's it for the CSA team. On the Union side, we've got Hood, Kilroy leading, Wolf, Nolan leading the 2nd Regiment of 42nd. NYV as Cornell leading tonight, and 19th Indiana as it looks like Venus and Yeti Man are leading tonight. 19th Indiana. And I'm sure I'm missing some other ones because I know there's more. That's who's leading here. We got 5th New Hampshire, West Virginia, and I think that's almost everybody. I apologize if I missed anybody. All right, so Cook's countercharge. Pretty simplistic map here. We'll go ahead and draw this out. While they're getting ready, they can't move out till 43:30. Basically, the Union's going to mitigate their lines somewhere along the field here. CSA wants to attack from 2 general directions. They either want to push through the corn or they want to push down the road, which is right off the screen to the right-hand side. Union typically tries to counter that attack with using bold lines up on this slight ridges here to pin them into the out of bounds marker. And generally, they will keep a unit off to the back end of this screen towards the road to keep the CSA pinned up against that road. I'll show you guys the road now as they're moving out. There's the road right there. Should have caught that in the shot. Didn't. But while we got a second, exactly what we talked about. Generally, CSA will push down this fence, try to move this general direction. The 42nd, in this case, or any other regiment, will typically hang around this general area to keep them at bay, and the rest of the CSA will move through the corn to try to get to the hay through this field to the hay bales on the other side. And we have the opening shots of the round. Now that we've talked about what the general strategies are for this map. That was Wolf in the 42nd with the opening volley. CSA still pushing these 3 companies through the corn. I believe this is Hood and the other regiment of 42nd are going to be here to meet. Salty and the IVB pushing up. Did we catch IVB? I think we did. Oh. 42nd's going to get the shot us off first. Keep 42nd got a couple, but IVB definitely won that first exchange there. Nice getting lined up quickly, getting that volley off. Pick on the other side of the map here. CSA has hit the fence. See if they decide to go up and over here. Try to push. Or are they going to try to shoot it out? Alright, the Union has put a line here in the hay bales to try to stop the CSA from pushing across. But we'll check back in on that while IVB and 42nd are still battling it out over here. 42nd does have some slide. Oh! The 2nd Regiment of 42nd came over to assist Hood. IVB's going to get sandwiched here. IVB's got to be careful. They're going to be getting hit from 2 angles. Hood has played this position many a times. He's using that defilade to his advantage as IVB runs up the hill. Oh. Oh, 42nd's got him pinched here. IVB's got to get that flag out of there, and wisely IVB is going to pull back while they still have some numbers left. While they're regrouping, check out what's going on the southeast side of the map. Still just shooting it out. Union wisely put that unit in the hay bales to keep CSA from going up and over and taking that flank from the Union here. Union also does have a company here in the center. That would be the NYV under Higgins and Cornell here. Keeping the CSA at bay. All right, the IVB has been pushed back. They're regrouping. 40 seconds actually pushed forward. Going to force the IVB to get behind that defilade at least for the meantime. IVB is going to take a couple moments to regroup here. Ooh, NYV got hit up a little bit right there. Got to be careful, boys. They'll just wait on you to peek over that hill.
There's one flag.
All right, 19th and the West Virginia are over here. Plus, we have some 5th New Hampshire. Looks like some sharpshooters over there.
I feel like it will undoubtedly make me a better Warflex player.
Bro, there's no way I didn't shoot that. I thought I shot, but I
All right, NYV is pushing back.
There's a defilade, Gen A.
There's a mortar, Gen A. Where's the mortar?
Venus up here, boys.
All right, 19th Anna pushing back up for a volley here.
Oh, fuck. Fire! Oh, shit, just stay back here. Just...
I get it.
All right, NYV is taking a backwards, taking a back approach here. If the CSA pushes up, they have to be careful because 40 seconds still lurking out on this flank here. They are going to try to meet IVB here before they can get to the fence. 40. There is already a regiment here, 42nd. The dual 42nd regiments are confusing me a little bit here. All right, IVB does take the fence from 42nd. 42nd will fall back here. I think if you're the CSA at this point in the map, 36 minutes, try to capture a flank here, right? I mean, IVB gave it a good shot in the early beginning, got sandwiched in between 40 seconds, both regiments had to be forced back, but with some quality positioning here, they can turn these flanks on the Union here and really start to box them in. And Union's holding the hay bales, so they can't do it from that side, so it's going to have to be IVB here, and they are going outside to try to capture these flanks. And you can't get a true flank anymore on this map because the road is out of bounds for the CSA. You used to be able to get up and over that fence and be into the road. What are you scratching here?
I need someone to scratch it. It's like
to the cheek.
I got you, Cookie.
It's like it's a bit inside.
Up and over.
It's red.
All right, Kookie, you may want to get that checked out by a doctor. All right, 40 sees the IVB. They are already maneuvering down the road here. IVB's got to be careful because 42nd will pinch them down. NYV also needs to be careful here. IVB could possibly get some decent shots here if they decide to push up through that brush. It's calling for the 42nd to move forward. They're going to go IVB's got to be careful here. Hood knows where they're at. Oh!
Yeah, where those guys are. Right here, boys.
Oh!
Start shooting.
IVB's found themselves in a little bit of a predicament here. They've been outflanked by the 42nd by moving inwards in the middle of the map here. CSA is pushing up. They have taken that defilade on that hill, center of the map. Another couple nice shots there. IVB returns fire. A couple of nice shots by them. 42nd will back up. I don't know if you're IVB if you want to stay here because the NYV is pushing up from another angle with them trapped here in the center.
Watch those firing commands.
I think you hung around a little too long there, boys. Got to get those volleys off before the enemy can notice you. All right, 40 seconds should be loaded here. Check back in real quick here on the left side of the map. I'm sorry, the east-southeast. West Virginia 19th. And 5th New Hampshire still hanging in here, sharp shooting. Holding this flank for the Union. Union is slightly behind on tickets to CSA, but if they can get below 30 minutes before going down to engaged, be in pretty good position here. Union's just got to be careful not to get boxed in.
I shot my one round.
40 shots, actually.
Actually, I only had one shot.
There's a rank forward.
Remain ranks. Keep the line. Keep the line forward.
Oh,
Right oblique.
Where do we aim?
Quickly, boys.
Hey, if you're clumped up, spread it out a little bit. There's
That's my.
All right, we do have a segment of IVB that has gone across the road here, providing support from a different angle on the 42nd.
That flag. Barely.
Sure.
The moving
All right, 42nd is moving back towards the center of the map here. I'm wondering if they're trying to lure the IVB into the center of the map here. PB, HL. All right, they're calling the back off. Oh, just slightly. If CSA, if PBHL here can, if they can get these hay bales away from the Union, they can put the Union in a really bad predicament. But I mean, if you're the CSA, you have to be somewhat happy with how this battle is turning out so far. You've got a ticket lead. Time is a little slow, but nothing you can't make up quickly on this map. Tickets can fly for the Union on this map if they're not careful. IVB with a nice volley there. The 42nd standing in that defilade still.
All the way back, boys. All the way back.
Alright, hold fire, boys. Get your bayonets on.
Hold fire, baby. Hold fire.
IVB moving out again. Yep, they're going up for a volley here. 42nd maybe waiting for them to crest that hill. 42nd sees them. Here they come. Oh, here comes the 42nd. Oh, boy. Oh.
Those volleys are not deadly.
NYV. Back in the center here. Pinching down PB, who came to support IVB's flank here. 42nd going in for the charge on the IVB. I don't know if this charge is worth it at this moment in the game, but Union was backed into a corner here. CSA flag is down. IVB does not have their flag. But here comes HL to help out. NYV, are they going to come in on this fight? No, NYV's going to stay back and shoot it out. 42nd still alive. They got to get those flags out of here. will do a good job of getting both those flags out, I believe. And the CSA will be out of bounds right here. They can't get all the way to the road with being inbounds, so. I don't know why the CSA flag's coming all the way up here. Angles, you may want to take that flag back.
Reform, HL. Let's go. Let's go. On the start.
All right, Hampton's PB reforming after a successful counter charge. IVB regrouping here. CSA is looking really good. Union has dropped down to about a third through the engaged state at 29.08. Has also capped the point. Stopped the big timer. All right. Zoom out here. If you are the CSA at this point, there's a couple things. So out of bounds for the CSA is about right in general here. If I'm the CSA at this point, I am turning all my attention and I am trying to take these hay bales to where I can hold a flank position. You cannot get all the way up to the road if you're the CSA. So this is about the angle you would have to hold. But the Union does have an enfilade here with a defilade on the other side of it where they can come back and attack. So I don't recommend going that route. For the Union's going to come right back down this road here. They're going to take this and try to squeeze the CSA in from their sides here. What's going to end up happening? If you're the CSA, I would have tried to possibly get those hay bales, but CSA is going to go ahead and give up the ground and fall back here. They have stopped the clock. They're in fantastic time. Time is not an issue with the clock stopped. Tickets are looking good. 42nd's going to keep coming down. I think it would be wise for IVB at this point. IVB may be able to beat the main swath there. That's a lot of 42nd coming down the road.
You boys fucked up.
Hood with the famous last words. You boys fucked up. Oh, the IVB got turned the corner on here. They may lose their flag here. Another CSA regiment. Who is this coming in? HL's coming in. Wilkes and Shifty to support what's left of the IVB here. They got to be careful. 42nd's basically at full strength here. They didn't take many losses. For the CSA, this is great. You want to dropping the Union tickets. This is great. This is what the CSA wants. Now, if Union recaps, they go all the way up to CSA, but we're not worried about that right now. CSA is more than happy to throw away those tickets right there. Even if they do lose that, they'll be all right. IVB is regathering, moving back out. All right, here in the center, we still got NYV. 19th Indiana's pushed up. West Virginia has also pushed up.
Spread it out. Spread it out, boys.
All right. BB pushed up here in the center. They got to be... No, they're okay. They've got IVB here supporting them. Oh, 42nd has regrouped and is behind these two CSA units here. IVB's got to be careful. 42nd really controlling this flank here, and they should be able to for another couple of minutes. Only group that may be able to get them off this flank here is this unit of IVB. CSA is charging in here. This is not a bad move. Union was capping the point. CSA trying to get them off here. They don't care about tickets. Since the Union, if they cap, will come up to whatever they're at. 42nd is charging out IVB here, what's remaining. Got to be careful not to lose that flag, IVB. Flag goes down. All right. CSA at this point just needs to throw away tickets. That's what it looks like they're doing. I wouldn't be backing up. Get your flags out, send the rest. Does you no good to hold on to those tickets. Even with this, though, CSA is still going to be looking in a very good position. 29 minutes will be left on the clock. Union will be just before taking losses here, so they've got plenty of time to shoot the Union out into last stand. They don't need to recap. Looks like IVB's coming in from the charge on the side here on 42nd. Why are you kneeling with the flag? Why was he kneeling with the flag? Get that flag out of here. Oh no. That's the one thing that will hurt you is losing your flag. That's 5 minutes those flags are going to be down for. Unless they get picked up. Now it's not in a terrible position, but still, you have to go all the way back to spawn. Alright, CSA is probably going to take a moment to regroup here. They will probably look to shoot it out again. They were winning the early trades as far as tickets go. CSA still in a good spot to get a W here. Union, from the Union perspective, they've really got to buckle down with losing the tickets here and really try to keep the CSA away from the point. It's a difficult task. Hooks for the Union is always a difficult task here. All right, who do we have moving back on the flank? If I had to guess, that's IVB, and that would be Salty pulling the IVB over. CSA is going to go back to their original positions, I do believe, since it worked out so very well for them early game. All right, PB, HL, and U.S. sharpshooters moving up. 42nd, or I'm sorry, the Union's got to be careful here. They don't have much in the way of these hay bales, and if the CSA decides they want to take those hay bales, that would be very detrimental to the Union. That could actually be, it'd be tough to come back because the tickets required to take that back would make it very difficult. All right, IVB is making its way up. They did get their flag picked up. Here it comes. Be interesting to see if IVB goes straight forward here on the inside of the straight rail fence, or do they hop over the road? Oh, looks like they may be going in towards the center of the map here. HL coming up for a volley. Nice volley from the Union there. All right, so the hay bales are wide open here. I don't know if PB or HL sees it. If they could sneak a unit, over to the hay bales, they could really turn their attention and not allow Union just to sit down in this little defilator. We got NYV. It's pushed all the way up. Here comes 19th Indiana on it too. I don't know if these ticket losses are wise at this moment in the game. All right, each one of these guys coming in here at the end. That's 5 out-of-line tickets here. Union cannot afford to take these losses. All right, Union is repelled here momentarily. Looks like they are going to pull back. Looks like the CSA is going to go for the hay bales here. They saw it was wide open. If you're going to give it to them. Looks like the 42nd, I believe that's 42nd here. They're going to react a little too late. CSA is going to be able to get in close. If nothing else, the CSA will be able to get into melee range here and possibly push the Union down to break it. Yeah, Union's lost it. They're going to have to push back. Well done from the HL and the PB here. Taking these hay bales. Completely taking this flank away from the Union. We talked about it, and well played here. Going to push the Union. You're going to really be able to box the Union in now. I think it's going to be, that's the beginning of the end. Well, Union was already down, but if there was going to be a whole lot of fight back, that may have just took it away here, and Union is going to get boxed in. They're going to have to fight out of it, though. IVB is going to need some more guys other than to take on this. Oh, boys. 40 seconds, not even going to stop for a volley here. They're just going to charge right on through, flip the map on its head. And if you're the Union, this is about all you can do here. This is perfect for the CSA. You've got the Union engaging you close distance here. IVB just needs to be careful. I wouldn't run back into the center of the map. You risk the 42nd turning you around. Got to be careful here. Work your way to a better flank. And IVB is going to fall all the way back to the center here. I don't think they will cap. They shouldn't cap. But the Union does face getting shot down into breaking, and IVB doing an easy cap now that they control the center of the map. Hood gonna move on up here. See what he's doing. He's got the rest of 42nd following pretty far behind here. See if CSA notices me or IVB.
Back up before you reload. Come on, man.
I want them to see my pretty face.
Gotta be careful with that flag there.
Hello, hello,
You
hello, back up, hello.
What's up, bitches?
40 seconds gonna cut him off here. I don't know if they see him coming. They see him now.
Just shoot him! I don't know what I'm saying.
CSA is going to push out over here. Is that HL or PB? It's gonna be HL. Shifty pushing the boys up here. See if he can get some better shots down the road. Union is reacting to them. They're going up and over the fence here. NYV, West Virginia. HL with some nice shots into the side here. Go back over here. Looks like 42nd decided to charge in here. And Union goes into breaking. 20 minutes left on the clock. Flag did not get out, but Flag is not in a terrible place. They should be able to regroup and get that pick back up. Union is going to have to fill in here. But what this has done now as well, the Union, if they can wipe out the CSA here, they can form a big line right across here. And if they can get these flags down, that's 5 minutes that everybody who does has to spawn back in Maine. 42nd, turn the map on itself.
Hey, Nolan, you got a live
CSA is finding themselves in a precarious position here. HLPB, combined forces. IVB is coming from the, steaming up the rear here. They got to get there. Don't want to lose these flags on this side of the map. CSA is going to go for the charge in here. They're taking flags away. HL is going to be the sacrificial lamb here. PB is going to escort the flags out. Here comes PB after escorting the flags out to safety. CSA can afford to give these tickets away, so pushing the Union closer and closer to the last stand here, even if they win this engagement. All right, here comes the IVB. IVB going in for the full charge. We got a couple of them going out. Some of them are staying back here. And there goes the rest of them.
Kill this asshole. Hold the fucking line. Flash, come back here. Get the fuck back here. Get back here right now, or we're cooked. Get over here. Flag, stay right fucking here. Give me a line here to pin the Hey, all of you get back over here north. Hold the fuck up. Start shooting.
All right. CSA does have a presence here in the center of the map. Union's going to have to regroup here. They're about to go into last stand. CSA's looking really good. HL or PB. PB hopping up and over with the VMI. A little bit of HL sprinkled in. Heading back here towards the center. Nice volley. Got a couple there.
Pick up the flag. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. Keep it up. Barrel's hot. Barrel's hot.
Keep that fire up. We're gonna get him to last stand. We got this one in the bag. Don't even worry about it. I'm dead.
Looking grim for the Union with 16 minutes left to go. About to go in the last stand here. CSA barely dropping into the breaking point.
Move it up. Let's go.
Let's go.
On that line. On that line. Head ready. Tag aim. Tag aim. Hold on. Head ready.
Recover. At the ready, Kent. At the
Hold
ready.
it. Hold it. Hold your fire.
Well, if we could just step to the left a little bit, please.
Head ready. Slow down.
Yeah,
Slow
ready.
down.
At the ready.
Okay, independent fire. Independent fire. Independent fire.
All right, all that for independent fire. Union hasn't gone into breaking yet, but they're about to.
Do you have the 42?
It's a bit far, but I'm slinging some bucking ball out of it.
There it is. 15:02 left on the clock. Union goes in the last stand. CSA maintaining a more than three-quarter ticket advantage here.
Roger, live up to our standards.
I wanna live.
Get me, boys. Oh, they're going.
Kind of in the house.
Reach a tear to the eye.
All right, flags are taking themselves in here. We got Roger from the West Virginia and Walter from 19 sacrificing themselves.
Get the flag. Get the flag.
Big hug.
All right. IVB's going to push out here.
Go in. Don't stop and shoot. Go in. They're wasting their shots.
Go in. Go in. Go in.
One side calling for CSA to charge in here. That'd be HLPB here.
But can you hit me? But will you be able to hit me before I kill you?
Long live the Republic. Die.
Sorry, I got no fucking ammo left.
Union does not respawn, so CSA has all their flags up here. And CSA eliminates this Union group over here, and that's basically going to do it. That's it. Well played by both sides. That map is just ultimately difficult for the Union if the CSA plays it correctly, and the CSA played it pretty correctly there and come out with a pretty dominating W there on that map. Well done to both sides. Congratulations, CSA. We go on to round two, Progress Mill. Should be interesting. But yeah, really good, fun match to watch there.